All right, bet, man. So
Shit, if you want,
we
if you
finna,
want, shit, if you want to, shit, bro. We could throw the video on. If you're not, shit, it's cool. You know what I mean? Shit, whatever.
yeah,
Shit,
it
I'm
sounds good, man. You can see the screen, can't you?
yeah. I can see K. I can see. You know what I'm saying? I can see your name.
You can't see the actual screen, though.
Let me see. Yo,
Oh,
Pooh, for you in here?
back though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But shit, is you sharing your screen?
yeah, you can't see it.
I I could just see K.
It's interesting. Share, it say share screen, start now. Okay, allow. I gotta allow. Can you see it now?
Yep.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
All right, man. If you could, mic the mute the mic. I said mic the mute.
Uh,
I already know who that is, man. I know you trying to make some time. You with the fam. It's all good though. This I'm gonna say if you do got a question or something, you can unmute yourself and just ask a question at any time. And let's see. So what we finna do, fellas?
hey, don't you well shit, even if you want feedback, you know what I mean? Like, even if you want some feedback, you know what I'm saying? Like shit. I'ma leave my joint. Well, it's all good. I'll mute it if you
No,
want.
you ain't got too much. You ain't got too much background noise. I just asked him because it was background noise, bro. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, I got you. What's up, bro? All
All
right,
right,
hold
bet.
on.
So what we finna do is we just finna go over this Nation Builder program, man. Nation Builder Tribal Governance Council. So we got it a program together where, for me, working with people and assisting people over the last couple of years though, since we had this site and we reestablished the Love Nation, which is United Nations of Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians. We do business as Love Nation. But since we're forming that, working with people, I'm seeing what the core services that most people typically utilize is, and you know, creating a program where we could work with a core group of people, right, who are interested in learning. Yo, Mike is getting recorded. This getting recorded. If you could just mute it until and unless you got something to say, bro, it's all good. But if you got something to say, you can unmute it and just ask a question or something. It's cool. But so yeah, so the program is put together, man, to make sure that people could get access to services that's pretty valuable and typically got like a big down payment. But we switch it up to where it's just like, okay, if you want to help the council or help us actually uh help other people establish tribal governments, if you want to help us run the union, which is a group of tribes that's together, we sharing the infrastructure, and you want to learn more about that and how you can actually help people, then we willing to work with you at a minimal rate, $50 a week. So this is a $50 a week play where people gonna get access to a few things. So we're gonna go into this, just look at 12 slides, go over it in a swift but professional way. If y'all got any questions, like I say, you can unmute and ask a question at any time. Try to make the question relevant to what's on the screen. And at the end we could chop it up about any comments and questions as well. So this is the Nation Builder Program, Tribal Governance Council. It's set up so you can learn the laws, the strategies, and systems so that we can protect our rights and administer our tribal governments. At the top, you'll notice, I bring some attention. We got our flag. That's the Love Nation's official flag. Next to that is United Nations Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians, which is our technical name. That's our seal. And next to that is Moneyverse logo. Moneyverse is the government-owned financial system that operates under our central bank, which is called a New Bank of Brahman. So those are three of the most important departments, or let's just say symbols in the nation, because the money verse is the number one symbol when it has to do with our money flow. The seal is a representation of our community, and the flag is a representation of our sovereignty. Right. So we want to make sure that we providing daily access to consultation. So this group at $50 a week, you're gonna get, we're gonna chop it up daily about some stuff. 24/7 access to the WhatsApp group. All services that y'all gonna see in here is included. So everyone in this group will be able to have any of these services that's listed here. Make sure they can get it done at any given time. So what are the areas of learning? These are the 8 areas that we're going to be learning in this tribal governance program, man. First off, love nations. What's up with these nations? Nations, excuse me, not love nations, but the law of nations. What's up with these nations? What is a nation? Where did the concept come from? What rules have to be followed when you're dealing with nations? That's what this is about. Each tribe in and of itself is like a nation, right? The way America's set up, every state in and of itself is like a nation. Internationally, most of the business that we're doing is dealing with people from different nations. So when you have two different jurisdictions at play, the laws are international. So the law of nations is uh, a set of principles that we'll be learning.
Hey, so for whichever one it applies to, they're both international, right?
For what? Can you clarify that for me? That question,
Clarify that.
For one
like
of the
just
two jurisdictions, do both of their laws, or are they international? Are both laws
Are
international
both
for
laws
both
international
jurisdictions?
for both jurisdictions?
okay. So the way it works is, so your set of laws are for you. So the United
Right.
States of America laws is for the United States of America, for instance. Say Illinois laws is for Illinois
Right.
companies, Illinois persons. Michigan
Okay.
laws is for Michigan companies and
So
Michigan
yours is
persons.
yours.
Right.
So yeah, and your
Your laws is
tribe
your
is for
law.
your people. Now, if somebody in your tribe has a dispute with somebody in Illinois, that's an international issue. So the law of nations
Stay
would be,
within your tribe.
Right.
yeah, would be dealt with. And it's the same like if an Illinois company has a dispute with a Michigan company, the federal government will have jurisdiction because it's essentially international. It's two different jurisdictions, but in the United States,
Breaking up. Can't hear you, bro.
He's his joint probably done went out. He probably trying to fix that now.
Mhm.
Right.
Good, next, back to the 10. How many? 10 tribes?
Shit, it's something like that. A little more than that.
What?
it's great. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yup.
I bet. So yeah, your laws are national, but when two different nations have a dispute or issue, it's international law in play.
So
Right.
that makes it international. Right.
Yeah, so say our tribe has a dispute with one of y'all tribes, that's international. So what we do is we'll follow the laws of Love Nation for that. That's what Love Nation is a group of the tribes, right? So just like if Illinois got a problem with Michigan, it's going to be the United States of America federal court that's overseeing that. So Love Nation represents our nation just like the United States of America represents their nation, for instance. And say my tribe represents a state, and say your tribe represents a state. That's how we set up here. Federal civil procedures is the second area of learning. The federal civil procedures is important because most times where we have a dispute, if we're on the territory of the Americas and we have a dispute as an individual or an entity or a tribal company, we have a dispute with a government official or a company or any person that's a U.S. citizen or a U.S. person, that automatically uh, brings us into that jurisdictional question, right? Which is diversity of citizenship, really is the term, meaning it's two different people from two different countries or nations or territories, jurisdictions, they have an issue. We will have to be going to federal court. Because of that, that's federal court unless we have our own arbitration agreement and they have to be held accountable to our arbitration clause, which puts them into an international arbitration court. And we'll talk about that later. Yet, federal civil procedures, we'll be going over that in this course or this program so that people could learn the rules of dealing with federal cases. Third, international arbitration. So that's dealing with, that's important too because most most international disputes, you know, the jurisdiction that's in charge has to be identified. Like who's going to deal with this dispute? So the way we operate is um, Love Nation and our tribes. When we're dealing with other entities, our goal is to hold them accountable in our own international courts. And to do such a thing, we maintain our own arbitration clause commercially. Just like if you have a bank account or, you even social media sometimes inside of their
Okay.
contract.
Arbitration meaning like you have yeah both got to meet at a mutual agreement.
Yeah, so
Right.
yeah, so the way it works is like if you got a bank account, right? And the bank account terms and agreements would say something like, if we ever have a dispute, we
Uh-huh.
have to go to arbitration, not court. So what's the difference? Arbitration is similar to a court, but it's organized according to whatever rules and regulation that the people agree to follow. So you can set up, if you want to say, hey man, we're gonna do business like this. Our rules is, nigga, you don't pay me, you gotta jump off the bridge. Not technically, but say like, hey, you got your own rules. It could be some customary rules y'all want to do y'all contract by, or y'all set some private rules up that y'all want to run y'all shit by, or say you are in America but you want to operate and you have a contract and you want to use the laws of UK. You can set up an agreement with someone and say, hey, we this agreement is going to be governed under the laws of UK, or y'all may like Delaware laws, but y'all in California. So you say, our arbitration agreement is going to state that we're going to be govern this contract in accordance with Delaware laws. So basically, private people have the right to establish what is their contracts, what is their disputes going to be governed based on. So arbitration allows you to, customize your contracts, customize your governance, but still follow internationally accepted rules when it comes to having a dispute. So essentially, arbitration is a private method of handling private disputes, and that's just what it is. So, um,
So basically, hold up. So
yeah,
basically, so that's questions being asked. I'm muted over here, a little piece. So basically, we're using our own laws according to the laws that's already created, but we're using God's laws.
if you so chose to do that, if that was your contract, and people
So,
who are dealing business with you have to respect that, or else they can't do business with you. If you
So you're
documented
making a
that,
template of laws. This means you're making your own template with laws that are already passed in certain countries. As of right now, what we know, Europe, Delaware, state of Delaware, country of Europe, you can pull laws from that are already existing and make your own template of laws.
if you have a contract, you can do anything with two parties can do anything. It was an example. You can say we're going to operate under the ecclesiastic laws of the Bible, of the first
Right?
five books. But private contracts are just that. They're private contracts. You can
Right.
choose to utilize United States of America's laws. You could choose to utilize your constitutional laws, right?
Right.
So there's many different sets of laws when you're handling business. You get to choose what laws you want to be governed by, right? And you get to choose what type of business you're doing and how you want that contract to be governed. Now, the person doing business with you could say, "Hey, I don't want to agree to doing business in accordance with those laws, so they don't have to do business with you." But the point, though, before we get too deep, is international arbitration allows you to settle disputes, right? A lot of people have a lot of disputes, and you may not want to go to court. You may want to handle it privately. You may want to say, "Hey, I'm gonna pick my arbitrator. You can pick your arbitrator, and then we'll have a third party that's neutral. Pick a third party, a third arbitrator, and we're gonna follow. You get to set the rules that you're gonna follow." So we rock with ICC, International Chamber of Commerce, International Chamber of Commerce arbitration. Yet you don't even have to use their rules because arbitration is really deep. But we'll get into that. So we'll learn about international arbitration in this program, various methods of utilizing it, how to make sure that the final judgments you have in your arbitration tribunals or courts or administrative hearings, however you would like to call them, you want to make sure that they can be implemented in the United States or whatever country you're in. There's a method to do that. We'll learn all of that there. It's a deep. Love Nation Constitution, fourth thing. Learn the Love Nation Constitution, which is the constitution that we operate under, right? Uh, and it gets into deep details about our systems, our structure, our purpose, our mission, our monetary system, and things like that. UNCOP infrastructure. UNCOP is actually the technical name for our tribe, and that's an abbreviation. It's really United Nation of Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians. So while Love Nation sets the rules and the procedures and the laws of the nation, which is a union of tribes, the United Nations Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi, the actual infrastructure consists of
Yeah, that's agreed.
our the actual infrastructure consists of our 7 registries and 16 departments. So we get in depth into the 7 registries and
Hey,
16 departments, and there's also 33 services. So 33 services, 7 registries, and 16 departments. We go into depth because that's the actual infrastructure that all the tribes will be utilizing.
Right.
It's like the Federal Reserve System is the same banking system that all the states utilize. So it's similar to that. Just like the courts are the same courts that all the states utilize, same rules, all over the country. So in order to ensure that we can operate efficiently no matter what tribe is operating, and we could do business easy together. We use the same infrastructure. That also helps tribes not have to develop
Are they
out.
taking into consideration that this is now going to be a digital currency in the near future?
Yeah, everything's gonna probably be digital.
Excuse me.
So basically, like, okay, in the near future, everything is gonna be digital. Um,
Was
but
that a
that's where the
question?
script. That was just something I was answering the question for somebody. I'm listening to you,
Okay.
but
Now you cool.
yeah, because it kind of sound right though. Everything is being thrown into everything. I listen to a little something of everything, but so in the near future, everything will be digital, will be crypto.
Yeah, statement, not question.
Okay, so that's the marketing. That's what the money is promoting. That's what the
Right,
world. That's what technocrats and cryptocurrency lovers are promoting.
Yeah.
Yet, you know, everything ain't digital. We living in the real world. So there's gonna always be some commodities booming, and commodities is physical, tangible items of value that could be exchanged for value, and they
right, right,
is a source of money. But yeah, the cryptocurrency is moving, and there's various forms of money. So
Yes.
uncop
Yes.
infrastructure, it'll include. We'll get into that. It includes the departments that we all can utilize collectively, the registries, which are governmental databases.
right,
Countries essentially consist of registries and standards. The people, you know, they operate in accordance to that, to be honest. Now, services, registries, and departments. This is basically getting into that infrastructure in depth, right? We'll go into the services, registries, and departments. Seven is one of the most important departments. The central bank is called a new Bank of Brahman. So we'll be learning about the intricacies of that system. This is not a fast course. This course doesn't even have a timeline. It's more like a life learning lesson for life. So we'll be going over these things in for life. Eight, exercising and defending your right to live your life. That's essentially the best case usage for all of this knowledge, right? And these systems. What are the systems and the knowledge for? It's for us to exercise and defend our rights to live the lives that we so choose to live. What life do you choose to live? It should be documented in your social compact. That's the document which all your freedoms stem from if you have a society. So that's why we're talking about these things, um, because it's important. So let's just get on to these 8 areas of importance. So, what's the law of nations and why is it important? We generally talked about it, but I'll just state this here. Love and the Law of Nations. It's really a book that was written and it comprised natural laws, because really nations is a it's a it's a concept by which people identify natural laws and they apply the natural laws to society. So if you look at any rules, regulations, and principles in real law, there's a principle behind all the laws that can be reflected in nature or spirituality or cosmic. So the hierarchy of laws is God's law, man's law. And that's how it's always been. So what that means is the law of nations really looks at how does the world work and how does that influence people. And that is the basics for all these laws that create society and the rules. So it's essentially also known as international law, which is a system of rules and principles that govern relationships between nations, international organizations, and individuals. It's essential for maintaining order and resolving disputes in the global arena. We're living in the global arena. Everything we do is in the global arena, so it's about time for us to understand how to operate in the global arena. The law of nations, also known as international law or public international laws, also used to govern the conduct and relationship between nations and other actors. Same thing, saying it over and over. It provides a framework for a wide range of issues, including trade, human rights, diplomacy, environmental preservation, and war. So it provides us a lot of principles. The more you know about the law of nations, and again, you can be learning about the law of nations for your whole entire life because it's like math, it's like science, it's like language. It's a learning subject matter that will never end. But the more you learn about it, the more you can see how the system and why the systems work the way they do. What are the federal civil procedures? Pretty sure everyone generally has an understanding of it. It's the rules and regulations by which the federal courts operate when it comes to civil procedures. Doesn't give you all the tricks of the trade, but if you know what the words mean and you're creative and imaginative, you definitely can learn a lot out of these 140 pages because it's only 140 pages. Way smaller than the statutes and the codes. It's the procedural reasoning for how you have to handle the cases. So it refers to the rules governing how civil cases are handled in the U.S. district courts, known as the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Provide a uniform, streamlined process for resolving disputes between individuals and organizations. Importance stems from ensuring a fair, efficient, and just outcome in civil litigation. So, if we want to hold people accountable to the wrongs that they cause us and the injustices that they cause us, then we must learn how to utilize their courts. And if their courts ain't working, then that's why we got our courts. So ICC arbitration comes into play when we think about our courts. This is the rules and regulations that actually I trained. I completed the program and we're in the process of registering our tribal tribunal internationally in Germany so that it can be on the list as an official, essentially, court of international arbitration. Nevertheless, in the meantime, in between time, we can get this knowledge. ICC arbitration. It serves as the neutral, efficient, and internationally recognized method of resolving disputes, particularly those disputes arising from cross-border commercial transactions. So if our tribe is doing business with a United States business, that is cross-border commercial transactions. And if our tribe is doing business with a United States business, currently, what courts is established in the United States that deals with international issues specifically between tribes and U.S. businesses.
The federal courts.
That's the automatic that's the automatic course that you would go to because there is let's call it diversity of citizenship. Nevertheless, could you fly your flag in federal court? Basically, could you make the federal courts judge people, hold people
Right.
accountable to your laws and your tribe? The answer would be no, you would be dealing with the United States of America laws. So if we want people to deal with our laws and to judge us accountable, hold us accountable to the laws that we have to follow, and if we want to hold people accountable to the laws that we follow, then we would have to have an arbitration clause in our contracts with these persons to force them to have to deal with us in arbitration. And we could define what arbitration courts and what rules. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's another level of power. So yes, at this very moment, if we have an issue, we can go to federal courts and utilize the constitutional laws, federal laws, which is not bad laws to utilize. Yet in the situations where we want to make sure that we have a more refined set of laws, then we would invoke our right to arbitration. And we also would put out public notices and ensure that our contracts are stating that if there are disputes with us, then they agree by simply doing business with us, they agree to be held accountable in our international arbitration courts. Our international arbitration is called the Tribal Tribunal of Truth, TTT. So that's our international courts that we deal with there. So the purpose of these international arbitration hearings is to provide parties with an alternative to traditional litigation. You can deal with things faster, more cost effectively. The power of ICC arbitration lies in its ability to administer arbitration proceedings, appoint arbitrators, ensure compliance with ICC arbitration rules, and scrutinize awards, ultimately leading to final, binding, and enforceable decisions. The reason I chose to rock with ICC arbitrations because they are the number one largest commercial group. You know, they're the International Chamber of Commerce, the largest group of business people in the world, and it's reputable. So that's how we rolling with the tribes. Love Nation Constitution. Are we there already? Yes. So the Constitution, as we stated, is our Constitution. Just like the United States of America got a Constitution, so do we. We have 33 articles in this Constitution that this program will be learning, always referring to, relating to, um, actualizing, living by to some degree. This is the rules and regulations that we hold ourselves accountable to tribe, and this is the infrastructure that we utilize to activate our tribes. As I stated earlier, this is the foundational document which establishes the rules and regulations that we live by within our tribal nation. The United Nation of Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians has been reestablished and currently does business Love Nation since 2024. That's what we own. UNCOP infrastructure, United Nations Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi. This website, you can find it at uncop.org. I love UNCOP because we here to relieve people of the negative operations from cops as well, indirectly when you think about it. By us governing ourselves, that's what give you the right to be sovereign. It's not nobody can judge me. It's when you are judging yourself accordingly. That's when you're sovereign. When you set up a society and you're governing yourself and you're not, let's just say, uncivilized. I know it sounds mean, but when you're living lawless, whoever got the laws is your God, man, at that point, right? So it's one thing to say you want to be, we don't want to be under their rules. But if we can't replace their rules with some set of rules that we so choose to live by, then we're technically stateless, nationalist, denationalized. You have no protections under the law at that status. So because of that, we want to make sure that we got our infrastructure solid. United Nations Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi, first established in 796. What's so amazing is this is actually the oldest standing union of tribes in North America's history. And we did not create this. We didn't just come up with this. Low key, I was born into it and didn't even know it. One of my ancestors was named Billy Caldwell, was a chief who did business with Tecumseh, not just business, but battled and fought until his last breaths. Right now, we reestablished the tribe. There's over 100 treaties that, we reestablished the nation. There's over 100 treaties that various tribes have. We have in historical evidence of our existence, and we're electing to operate as a nation, but an unrecognized nation because, well, an unrecognized tribe, because a recognized tribe is simply a welfare tribe, a tribe that's on welfare, and that's not how we choose to move. So years before the modern United Nations was formed, this is actually the first United Nation. Yes, they got it from us. There's much evidence. Our ancestors formed a United Nation consisting of 3 unified tribes here in the North Americas. 796, which is before England even existed, which is before Spain, Portugal, France, blah, 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 even existed. We are members of the First Nation tribes who are committed to reestablishing, maintaining, and building mutually beneficial bonds amongst our diverse groups of sovereign tribal nations. Following is the services that we offer from our society. 3 main ones. the tribal infrastructure, which we spoke of, which is majorly the 33 services, the 7 registries, and the 16 departments. That's collectively the infrastructure that we allow other tribes to benefit from when joining the union. White label tribal departments. As we go on, you all will see the websites can be white labeled, which means everybody's tribe can have their own website in our system and operate uniquely in accordance to the will of their constitution. International treaty recognition, thirdly. So, due to the fact that no nation needs another nation to recognize it, and also due to the fact that the Indian Internal Affairs Bureau of Indian Affairs, I mean, they have a history of denying the recognition of tribes. And also, we don't want to be recognized that way because that puts us in bondage, in peonage, essentially, in welfare status. So we have our own registry where
Peonage,
we,
right?
excuse me,
Peonage.
peonage is, yeah, when you're forced to pay someone and because of a debt slave. You're a
Right,
debt slave and you owe them money. But
right.
I use that term, but nevertheless, what it is you're basically like a welfare state. That's the
Welfare
better
state,
place.
yeah.
Really, a welfare state. All the tribes that's recognized are in welfare to the United
And they
States of
getting they
America.
getting they getting provided services by the America. They're in
Yeah, they
contract
got
with. Right, right.
privileges, where they got the right naturally, and they're allowing the trustees to still manage their properties and give it out to them as the trustees see fit instead of revoking their right to be trustees. And you don't got to revoke their right. Actually, you just got to live your life. And if they got any of your property, that's a whole nother game. We'll talk about that.
Under the game, right.
Now, internationally treaty recognition, what is this? This is us saying, fuck their recognition. We recognize ourselves and we recognize anybody else who recognize themselves, and we finna start recognizing each other. So now the goal is, instead of people rushing to try to get recognition from the United States of America's government, we should be rushing to get recognition from each other because we're all we got. So as long as my tribe recognizes your tribe recognizes mine, and we're recognizing each other's as tribes, then we can start doing some tribal business internationally in this union because that's what it's about. So we do have a mission of going around throughout the nations of the world and recognizing tribes, whether they are recognized or not, on our own, and entering into treaties with them as well, and recognizing the treaties that they already have. Because there's so many tribes that have treaties and they're not even recognized by the countries they got the treaties with. This is ridiculous. But we're here to switch that up. All right. And it's all about self love. You love yourself, you respect yourself. People start respecting themselves. And wow, what do you know? We're respectful. Tribal services, registries, and departments. It's the core of the interactions. Again, there's 33 services that's listed on lovenationamericaindians.org. That's the core services that we offer. We can go over that in a second, but we have the purposes and methods of utilizing each of these services will be taught. It's very important. These are very meticulously designed. More than likely, each and every question anybody's ever asked me already, the solution is one of those 33 services or the 7 registries or the 16 departments. That's just how meticulously organized these infrastructures are. The registries themselves, once we go over those and you start to see how important they are, you're going to get it. We got registries for our copyrights, registries for our trademarks, registries for our public vessels, registries for our monetary instruments. Even though there's only 7, they are uniquely organized to reflect the registries of modern nations. Right? So the purpose and methods of utilizing each registry will be taught in this program. um, and the departments. These departments are things similar to the types of departments that you would see in another nation. We have our Temple of Love, we have our State of Love, which is actually a state. We have a New Bank of Brahman, and various other departments we'll outline in this course so we all can see how we can utilize these departments because they're all of our departments. We also we actually even have our own EIN department that's issuing employer identification numbers. I think that's pretty cool. Never heard of a tribe having that. I think that's pretty cool actually. So yeah, we'll go over all of that stuff and we'll be able to show the utility of those departments. Now, these are the key services. These key services collectively are the services that everybody in this program will be able to have access to immediately, at least one per person. So each person will be able to establish a tribe, have their trust formed, preferably their family trust. As you know, yes, the family, everybody can be covered in the family trust. Everybody can
Oh,
get their own trust. Everybody can do whatever they want. Yet the reason why we strategically did the tribes and the trust because that's enough protection for everyone, and it's establishing the social compact. Um, these days, family just means a lot of different things to a lot of people. But once people establish their tribes, their families will mean something different. You got your governance system, you got your rules and regulations. You don't have to worry about like if your tribe says, yeah, the children act up, yeah, they can be disciplined so that they don't go astray in the future, and that's your choice. Whereas in modern society, they may call it child abuse or other thing. Like you may say, hey, in our tribe, we're using our customary laws. We perceive that it's okay to smoke hashish and cannabis. Now that's your tribe's rules and regulations, and you're good. You don't need a license. You don't need anything for that. Even if you're technically, quote unquote,
yeah, man.
seemingly surrounded by a
Y'all can
jurisdiction
hear
where
me?
it's yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, we can
yeah,
hear you.
establishing your tribe really sets your jurisdiction tight. Establishing your trust sets you up on the way to protect your assets. Those are two of the most important structures in this universe as we know it. Uh Second, secure party creditor. What that is essentially what we do is we allow either the family trust or you can set up a another separate trust, right? To be essentially the entity which is the creditor of your legal person, of the legal person that was created for you, for your benefit, actually. So what we do is we enter into an agreement by which the designated fiduciary or trust um, is applied to from the legal person. So the legal person applies to the trust for a loan of some sort, for a line of credit. The trust has the opportunity to extend that line of credit by issuing a internationally accepted documentary credit, letter of credit, in accordance with international laws, which we show you how to do. And this agreement is one by which the legal person puts up all of their assets, their image, their likeliness, all of the things that they own and everything that they'll own in the future up as collateral for this loan and for this line of credit. That allows your trust and or your fiduciary or whoever that designated lender is to get secure party creditor status of the U.S. and or legal person. What that does is two things. It puts that U.S. and or legal person in the debtor position to the trust, and secondly, it puts that trust in priority position so that if someone came up and they wanted to sue the U.S. person or that legal person, they would have to get in line and wait until that initial lien is taken care of, or until that initial creditor is totally paid off. So it's a way of further protection in this commercial realm. Third, public notice. Now, the public notice is a pretty important documentation, especially the way we draft it. We jam pack it with reinforcements, restating most and
That's
all of the
not to cut you.
yep.
That's that public notice that you sent me, right?
Okay.
Yes, yes. So we restate, yep. We restate and put on the record, which there's many ways of putting it on the record. We'll go over that in this course as well. But we do a public declaration of the rights of the individual that's a member of the tribe.
Hold on. I couldn't hear you when you was talking about the public notice. State that again one more time for the record.
Yes, so the public notice is a document where we declare the rights, the inalienable, cosmic, international rights of the individual that's a member of the nation. You put it on the record, and that could be utilized as evidence once notarized and apostilled. Also, can file that into your any public record. It could be filed in the local recorder of deeds. And then you can get a certification of that. And now that's self authenticating evidence as to your right to be free. Essentially, it's very powerful,
So
especially
So
when you
how do you get the certification of it once you enter it into the clerk of courts publicly?
all of this is included in the training program.
Right in the training. Right.
Great,
Okay.
great question. It's a series of actions that must, I could tell you right now, what was that question? I'll tell you, but then we'll learn
How
later.
do you
But,
get it certified after you file it in the clerk of courts? After you file the public notice, how do you get the public notice certified?
okay. So it wouldn't be the clerk of courts, but the recorder of deeds. And to certify is to notarize. So once
Right.
you grab the
Notarized.
document, yeah, so that's essentially the answer. So once it's in the public records, then you can get a copy and then get that notarized and then that's certified, which in law, once you have a document and you put it in the public records and then you certify it, it's called self-authenticating. It's a
right.
self-authenticated fact.
Right.
Now, once you get a document and you get it notarized and apostilled, then in accordance with the Hague Convention, or the Declaration of the Legalization of Documents. I perceive that's what it is, but it's in our Constitution. But that's a treaty that says that once a document is notarized and apostilled, then it's technically can be considered evidence in all of the signatory countries.
Right.
So
So
that's just
evidence
another
of
way.
truth.
Evidence. Period.
Evidence.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth is an affidavit in law.
Right.
So
So
check it out. My bad to cut y'all boys off. So
mhm.
I just want to ask this question, right? So at this point, right? I know we got everything. So how would this public notice or anything that we present, tribes or trusts or anything, how would it be? Or would it be rebuttal in any type of way?
Anybody can rebuttal anything, but to rebuttal things don't mean that nothing's gonna happen in the world. Somebody can
Gotcha.
say, "Hey, I rebuttal you." Okay, nigga, I'm doing me. I don't care you rebuttaling me,
I
nigga. But
Quick
got you, but
question.
that's just
But
that.
as
Now,
in, hold
second,
up. Right, but as in rebuttal, as in what he meaning, I understand what he mean too because
Documents.
yeah, protection of document. Not only just protection of documents, but like me, for instance, my motion was rebuttal. They did a motion to strike, rebuttaling my motion to basically squash my motion instead of letting my motion go through. They rebutted it and they
so
struck.
what are we questioning that could be rebutted right now? What
So what are you
specifically?
questioning that can be rebuttal, Carl?
This
all
document
right.
here.
Hold on.
So I
This how you do
understand
it.
what you're saying, right? The public notice or whatever, right? So let's just say we have a situation we have to show, you know what, I'm not in your jurisdiction. These are the
Mhm.
laws, you know. So these are my tribal laws. I am, you know what I'm saying? I am chief or whoever, you know what I'm saying, the leader of my tribe or whatever. So if someone says, you know what, man, you are a US person, you are a citizen, you know what I'm saying? So we pulling you off of this jurisdiction, no matter what this paperwork that you present says.
Okay,
How
that
Okay.
would
sounds like That just sounds like someone's telling you that they're going to violate your rights, right?
Okay, got you. All right, that's all I wanted to know. You know what I mean? So it could still be considered as a violation and on international
I
standards,
mean,
right? Or international law, right?
that's exactly what it is. Exactly what
Got
it
you.
sounded
Okay.
like they said they was finna do. They say,
All
hey,
right.
Okay, so say they do it though. What do you do after they do it? Is what he's
well, that's
asking also.
well, that's what federal procedure. If you're in federal court, you're going to follow the federal procedures. If you're in your court, you're going to follow your procedures. What do
Okay,
you say
so
you're going
say
to
in my
do?
instance, say in my
Okay.
instance, right?
You see what I'm
Now,
trying to tell
say
you?
I see what you're saying, but saying in my instance, right? How they doing
Why
it?
is it low?
They're not following by procedure. How
But
can we
but
get it?
there's this is different. These are different conversations. So in your court, more than likely, there's procedures that's not being followed on our end that you might not know about.
So how do we go directly over their head instead of
But
going through
but
their
that's
through the
that's
courts because
another
they already
conversation. There's another
right.
conversation, right?
Okay.
Every question is another one. So how to go over someone's head?
Hold on,
Um,
quick question before y'all get that started real quick.
yeah.
Okay, let's just say after we foul out of this, do we have to leave the United States of America?
No, you should not
The
have to.
United the United
Once we,
States of America
Let
is
them
not
talk.
a place. United States of America is not a place.
that's a
It's not a lo
corporation.
it's not a location. The land that you're on, they call it America, but it has no name. It's land, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
companies are companies. They are paper, they are constitutions, they are ideas. Technically, the territory of the United States of America
Belongs to you.
seems to be Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
specifically, and that's it. So you're not in the United States of America. That's the whole illusion. That's the truth. Unless you are the legal person, which is not even a physical body, it's just a piece of paper with a name on it. You see? So that's why you can be, for instance, they can tell you, hey, you're in this county, you're in Lake County, but at the same time, you're in fucking Orlando. Hold on, but at the same time, you're in fucking
You,
Florida.
you're in the United
Oh,
States
but at the same time, you're in the United
of
States. How the
America.
fuck am I in? How am I in county, the city, the state, and the country at the same time? Well,
Yeah, damn. What?
you know,
Yeah. Well, that's
it's
mean, boy. They got a mean system, boy. Boy, they got a
it's
mean
just
system.
it's just they're just ideas, fellas. They're
That
just
shit is an
ideas.
illusion.
Yeah, they're just ideas, and it's okay once you notice it.
You see how you just broke that down? Say that one more time, bro, so they can get it, so they can get the understanding of what's really happening. Say that one more time. Yeah. One more time
Yeah,
for them,
so
bro. Just one more time. How you in the county? Say it again. Just one more time.
yeah, so I feel you, man.
Hey,
So
bro, oh man.
te- technically,
Uh-huh.
when you're at a location,
Uh-huh.
you're at one place, right?
Right.
You're right there where you at, right? You're right
Right.
there. Now tell me if somebody say, "Hey man, where you at?" and you say, "Okay, I'm in the county, Lake
I'm in Lake
County."
County. Yeah, I'm in Lake
But
County. And where is that at?
I'm also in
That's in
Orlando.
Florida. Nah,
Or
Lake County, Florida. I'm
Well,
in Lake
yeah,
County. Lake County is in Florida.
it's
yeah,
a
Where
city
is
though.
Florida at?
Hold on, it's a city. What city is you in
Yeah.
though?
Leesburg.
Okay, so
yeah,
you in Lake
Leesburg.
County, and you in
Uh-huh.
Leesburg,
Leesburg.
and you in Florida.
Florida. Uh-huh.
Oh shit! And you in the United States of
United
America.
America.
And hold on. Another thing, each one of them motherfuckers got a whole different set of laws.
In the northern hemisphere.
Boy.
In the northern.
Wow.
So basically, you know, if we can't see that that's some shit, that's some trickery, then it's crazy out here, you know?
This is
So
Hey,
technically so. This technically Washington D.C. Oh, this Washington
no, it's technically whatever you call it.
hold it
Because
One land.
because it ain't even
because
Washington
no, I'm just being honest. Washington D.C. is a specific rate. It has like 10 or 12 square miles, right? That's what that is.
land.
That's a territory. It's right there. That's what that is. Everything else is tribal land, man. We're in America, brother. This is all tribal land. Everywhere, all around the world, is tribal land, fellas. Tribal lands. So these
Mm.
companies and countries, they're just companies. It's like paperwork, like a LLC, brother. That's what the United States of America is. That's what the city is. That's what the county is. They're not claiming ownership of the land. If you really research their documentation, they don't claim to own the land.
But they kill everybody who claim to own the land.
They don't kill everybody who claim to own the land. No, they don't.
They don't.
No, they don't at all.
Because that was a question that was brought up to me earlier, a little bit earlier. What are they gonna do once you put this in and establish this?
Nothing.
Uh,
They typically do absolutely nothing. What is
well,
you know right?
well, I mean, I
Okay,
was under the
we're gonna.
impression. Well,
I'm gonna keep going, but look, there's thousands of tribes in America right now. Thousands. You can Google it. It's thousands
that's
of
why you
tribes.
got, and this is why you got in Orlando, international. Everything international is on international. Motherfuckers come in, fly in, they go to international. This shit real. They got houses over there. They got big ass hotels over there. They got theme parks over there. They got motherfucking carnivals. They got all this shit year round,
So
365. But in like
facts.
the cities, like the certain parts of the cities, it ain't year round. Like say like the fair. That bitch don't come year round. It come once a month. And that shit over with till next year.
hey,
But
Kerry.
international,
Yeah.
that
Quick
shit year
question.
round.
You,
Yeah.
you
What's up?
what you gonna send it off of in order for me to pull it off, like print it off? Whether it's gonna be by email or text, so I'll be
Talking
looking for
about your documentation, the trust, or what?
the for the case for the cases.
And let's do that on a side note, cuz. Let's do that on a side
Yeah.
note. Cause this
Yeah,
right
we
here
gonna
is for a purpose. But what we doing right now,
yeah.
this right here, you know what I mean? Let's talk about that right there on the side note.
Yeah,
We ain't
Russ
trying
say
to
he
get
got you. Yeah,
yeah,
he say he
yeah,
got
this
you.
right here gonna be public. We ain't
Yeah.
wanna put we don't wanna put the public, you know what I'm saying, on to what we
So
got
another
going
note
on.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I take care of you. Just send me the WhatsApp. Send me a WhatsApp message or something. I got you, bro. You feel me?
I sent to the
Yeah. I
the
got
case.
I got everything. I got everything you I mean,
Already.
I got everything you sent me. I'm just saying if you got a question, just text me in the WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, I got you. Okay.
All right. So a new Bank of Brahman. The new Bank of Brahman is the central bank, as we stated, of Love Nation. You know, they got Federal Reserve for America. We got the new Bank of Brahman as our central bank. Every tribe will be able to set up their own central bank. Yet a new Bank of Brahman will be the back end, will be the bank. So everybody can get their own
Questions.
banking license once you finish the program of to some degree, right? We got a tribal banking license that's included. So this system will be taught. It'll include the banking codes. We use ISO 20022. That's ISO 20022 standards. That is the most modern banking standard codes internationally. So our system is compliant with the Federal Reserve System, with the OCC system, with the National Bank System, with SWIFT banking system, with Euroclear. It's compatible with London Stock Exchange. It's compatible with all of these systems. Nevertheless, we do not need integration in order to exist. Um, We'll go over the key documents that the bank is it currently has for value transactions. We'll go over the collateral program. These are all acceptable forms of assets that people can utilize in order to exchange and to receive our currency. Our currency is issuable as promissory notes, bills of exchange, cryptocurrency, and various other monetary instruments. That's all listed in, I believe, Article E. Don't want to say the article, but it's all listed in the Constitution, right? And we'll also show you the method of establishing an account with the central bank. Yes, all of that will be included. Now, we talked about the purpose of all of this is about exercising and defending your right to live your life the way you see fit. It's a big boy responsibility, big girl responsibility. As a matter of fact, you know how they say money is created because debt? Well, it's an interesting policy that your rights only exist if you accept responsibilities. Without responsibilities, there are no rights in this life. So while most people simply state, I got the right for this, I got the right for that, and the right for that, the right really starts once you begin to exercise it. When you're exercising your right, that's when you take the obligation to do something that necessitates the right. For instance, to say, I have the right to defend my family, that right stems from your obligation to protect your family. Only when you accept the responsibility to protect your family do you truly have the right to defend your family. You can look at every right in the world, and that is the fact of it. So if you say, I have the right to be paid, the right to be wealthy, well, there must be an obligation that you accepted in order to exercise that right. For instance, I accept the obligation to provide economics for my tribe. So now, since you have the responsibility to provide economics, that's going to give you the right to possibly do banking, the right to do accounting, the right to do some financial transactions. The right comes from the obligation. Very important. So, we're going to be establishing your tribes and your trusts, protecting all of the assets, learning how to operate a sovereign tribe, qualify to administer international justice by getting arbitration certified, earn commissions for referrals with any and all of the 33 services that we offer as a nation, become a nation builder. Nation builder is literally technically our nationality, by the way, in Love Nation. It is not just a word. So it sounds kind of strange, but I was like, look, we have the freedom of nationality, right? Everyone's trying to be something. How about we be some nation builders? We help ourselves build our families, tribes, and we help others do the same. So that's what Love Nation is here for. We are a tree that bears fruit for tribes. So that's what this is all about, man. We got questions, we got concerns, we got considerations. Y'all can let me know right now, man. We went over a lot. I know it brought up a lot of ideas or thoughts. Right now, y'all could ask anything.
No, that was that was definitely that was very productive, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate you putting that shit together so elegantly. I don't know if I said the word right. But
I
Yeah,
nah,
got a
nah.
man.
question though. I got a question,
God
right?
damn, cuz you wanna cut me off? I
Nah, I
was
ain't
about
cut
to
you off,
say
sir. I know you. I know you giving me props, but I got a question though.
yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
so check it, right?
Yeah.
I want you to explain it so everyone can understand or understand that it's not about money. What we're doing here, it's not just about money. I want everybody to get the clarification of that, so they have a very clear understanding of this, so nobody don't get a misunderstanding.
Oh, it's about money, cuz.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that, but it's not all about money. We want to get to the part where it's not all about money.
Hold on, wait. So do they have a certain way to how you? Okay, they was talking about the trust. I know we talking about the trust fund, right? They they was talking about the trust fund on the whatever the code is, like the A through F to Z or
IRS.
whatever
Uh-huh.
on your social security card. Is that actually true that that number like is located to a certain branch like of a bank that's holding like certain amount of trillions of dollars of yours?
You talking
Well,
about like a
that's a
code
great
account?
question. I'll tell you what we do over here, what our policy is with information, okay? And how I deal with information. I want to go here for you guys really quickly. You see this list here?
You can go to the screen. Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
This list here is defining.
I can't see.
You got to swipe your screen over to the right to
It
the
is
second.
already
It should
over.
say number.
Huh?
No, it's on it. You swipe it to the one in the middle. It's on the three of them.
It's not. I'm still not seeing nothing.
You probably got to
Okay, I'll
tap.
just
You probably got to tap it. So
You might
this
need to.
video will be available, but I'll just talk to you. Um, you know, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Pandora's box, all of that stuff, you can find any bit of information, anything on there. Google, all of these places, you can find anything. So, how do you know if something is the truth or not? How would you know if I was telling the truth when I answered the question? How would you know if there's a secret account with the social security number? Well, I tell you what happened with me in my life. I listened to a lot of people saying a lot of things. Then I learned about information in this thing called primary sources, right? So in the world of information, you have primary sources. Primary sources is it represents a place where you can trust the information. It's the place where the information came from, right? So if I wanted to know if the Social Security has a trust account for me, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be going down the rabbit hole for quite a while, right? That's just the truth. Now, if you wanted to create a trust and give the Social Security Administration for some reason fiduciary access to it, you could do that. You could create the trust before you can find their trust that they're talking about. But I would say this: the Social Security Administration clearly is an insurance fund because if you read Social Security, they'll tell you it's an insurance fund. But I'm just going to also say this: leave the conspiracy theories to the social media because when you get serious about your life, right? You're gonna have to start going to primary sources of data, which is, if I was trying to learn about the Social Security Administration, I would look up the Social Security Administration Act. You hear me? There's an act. It's called the Social Security Administration Act, and
Hold up,
I would.
yo. I'm not talking about Social Security.
Yeah, you
I'm
talking about the
talking
Social Security card, right? With the numbers on the back.
what's
Yeah.
on the Social Security card. They
I
say
hear
Yeah. He
you,
that's
talking.
brother.
the
I
He
hear you,
talking
routing
about
brother.
social
number.
security. He breaking it
They
down
say
for
that's
you.
the routing number. Can I talk? They say that's the routing numbers.
I know.
Um, and it goes to a particular bank.
I know.
It don't go to the Social Security office.
I know, brother. I know that's what they say, right?
So
But they say a lot, and people get locked up, and they go to jail listening to what people say. So I'm not telling you nothing. I'm going to show you laws. The law of nation, we're going to read. That's law. We're going to read the federal civil procedures. That's law. We're going to go over the international arbitration rules. That's law. If I wanted to know about that social security card, by the way, right? If I wanted to know what that stuff's about, I would read the
have you
socials. I would read
have
the
you ever
social.
tried to look into that though? You ever heard
Yes,
about that? Have you ever tried to look into that?
yes, sir. I'm telling you. I'm answering your question. Yes, sir. I've looked into that. Yes, sir. It could be the truth. But my question would be, what if you want to do something, right? You want to do something, you want to be successful. Some truths, they're truths, but they ain't for us. Let me explain. Um, Say there's a trust account that the United States have with our money in it, right? Do you want to know where all the money of the United States end up, brother? Yo,
I'm listening.
you would look at the United States has an accounting ledger. It's called the United States General Accounting Ledger. Okay. So basically, when you know the system, you know where to go to find information. So, for instance, I would look at the Social Security Act, read the Social Security Act, the actual act issued by Congress, and that will tell you everything you need to know about that Social Security card. Now, when you want to think about banking and accounts, look up the United States General Accounting Ledger. It will show you every single account that the United States has. And if there is an account where our money's in it, it's going to be listed on that sheet. Now, what's most important though is knowing about credit and knowing about insurance and knowing what it is. You know, that's most important. That's
But
just
hold
my
on,
that's my best answer for you right now,
hold
without getting
on.
too deep.
Right. But just one more. So just like we have to come through the courts just to be present of this, you know what I'm saying? All of this that we doing now, right?
Uh-huh.
But they don't know. We don't know, so they don't like care about it. Instead of them just forcing it on us, they don't care about it. We have to go up there and handle it ourselves, right? Like you said, right?
Uh-huh.
In order for it to be noticed. So what happened if they hid in that, and we supposed to tap into that the same way we're doing this? You know what I'm saying?
What you saying? What if they hit the Social Security information, but we supposed to get it?
What? Yeah. What if they hid
This
in
is what
that?
this is all I gotta tell you, bro. At some point of chasing the dollar, you're gonna learn how to create a dollar. Okay. At some point, this is what happened with
It,
me.
it just it was just
Just hear me.
a
No, hear me
question,
out, bro.
brother.
I got you. I got your answer, brother. This is your answer. What if they doing some shit that we can't find out? We can't find out, bro. That's the answer. If they doing some shit we can't find out, we can't find out. But guess what you can do? You can do this thing called auditing, brother. You can always audit and get some account information. You can always do a Freedom of Information Act to find out some shit. And what's most important, if you think you know, what's the biggest thing is what most people trying to take from the government, they could get. You could get. If you feel like they owe you some money, you can create you some money, bro. Create a promissory note. It's the same thing. Use their system. Find out how the system really work and use it for your benefit, whatever you're trying to get. Because yeah, it might be some people out here that got some accounts with our name on it and doing some shit. It might be totally possible, bro. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying we shouldn't get everything that's for us. But what I'm gonna tell you is that I myself I spent at least 7 years in the conspiracy theory world. I watched people in the conspiracy theory world. I watched how many people actually got money in that world. It was zero, zero human beings. The only human beings I seen actually get some money or get some remedy or get some court cases working were the human beings that was following the laws. But it starts a lot of people's route starts with the conspiracy theories because they not really all conspiracies, you know. But you got to know, man, some of those information comes with death. That's the best way I could put it. The best way I could put it is you can dig, you gonna dig and dig and dig down a rabbit hole to try to find some shit out, and you might get whacked if you really find some shit out that's hidden that deep. It's hidden for a reason. Or you might actually just read the laws, bro, because that's in your face. It's right in front of your face. And by reading these laws, we can use any part of these systems. And that's what I'm trying to show us. If you believe they created a trust account and you believe it's $1 million in there, you could create you a trust account with $1 million promissory note in that motherfucker in one day. You hear me?
Yeah.
It'll take you one day to do. How long you think it'll take you to get the government to admit that they got a hidden account with your name on it?
Years. Years.
So sometimes in life, basically what I'm trying to say is if we know what we want, there's a million ways to get it. So if you know you really want food, water, shelter, clothing, housing, you would like to have that. If it's for you, you like to get $1 million, okay, bet. Well, draw it up. Use the system. Get $1 million. If that's the goal, but most motherfuckers really just need some food, water, shelter, clothing, housing, and some peace, and then maybe learn the system a lot more. You feel me?
Hold on, wait. When you say write up a promise note, what that mean? You gotta pay that back, or
We'll get into that. We're gonna treat what promissory notes are. Promissory notes are promises to pay. That's what a United States dollar is. When you pull out that dollar out of your pocket, read it. It's a promissory note. This note is legal tender for all debts. So all the money that's circulating throughout the world that's issued by every country is a promissory note. It's a promise to pay. It's good. I owe you. I owe you some money. So I owe you $10. So let me give you this piece of paper that say I promise to pay you $10. But that's all the money flow is, man. Money, the technical word means anything that could be used to exchange value. Anything. Anything that people accept as a measurement to exchange value. It's such a very, very, it's a term that can mean anything can be money. That's the truth.
so I'm
Okay.
saying, do you have to
But
pay that back after you write
pay it
that
back.
promise?
Well, promissory notes by themselves are negotiable instruments, and by themselves, they exchange value. You don't got to
So,
do nothing. Pay it back. That means it was an investment, right?
okay.
It's a promissory. You promising to pay somebody. That's what it is. It's so crazy. In this world, a promise is the same as giving somebody some substance, brother. You can promise to give somebody $1,000, and it does the same thing in accounting if you gave somebody $1,000 worth of gold. I promise to pay you 1,000. In this financial system that we're living in, it does the same thing as giving somebody $1,000 worth of gold. That's what we're going to notice once we study the New Bank of Brahman financial system. But that's a good question, man. You got some cool questions. But over here, we steer clear of the conspiracy theories when it comes to living life. It's good to know the information. I'm not saying it's a lie. But
So
what I'm saying,
you have to pay it back.
there's nothing to pay back, brother. Promissory
Okay.
notes are promises to pay. I promise to pay you. That's what a promise to pay note is. I promise to pay you.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Okay, so that's our value.
God
Okay, okay,
damn.
I'm getting it now. I'm getting it now. Everything that
Boy,
we
I hope you is
okay,
getting it. Boy, I hope you is, boy.
okay,
God
yeah,
damn, boy,
yeah,
I
that
hope
makes
you.
sense. That's almost sound like when you driving in the car, you traveling. You ain't got no ID.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep though, bro. Like, cause a lot of people don't know that it's not nothing. A promise is a promise. It's like a nigga saying, "I got you. I'm gonna get you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. You gonna get it."
That's why you ever heard that saying, long as I owe you, you'll never go broke.
Right,
But
right.
but but when you look at this accounting system though, it makes a lot of sense and it's not a bad system at all, man. It's actually pretty beautiful. It's really balanced. It makes a lot of sense when you learn the system as a whole. Okay, because the system is always balanced. Because on the other side of that promise, it's supposed to be a bill of exchange. So I promise to pay you. Why? Because you're going to exchange me something of equal value. So that's a fair exchange. And the reason we use negotiable instruments is because it's way more effective than exchanging commodities. And also is way more effective because basically promissory notes, they all cater to the trading and bartering system. Cause imagine if you, bro, imagine if you Benjamin. So say your business is cotton. You got, well, I don't want to say it like that. So say your business is, it ain't no problem. It was the biggest business in America for so many years. But say your business is belts. You got belts for sale, right? You got belts. Say my main man, say Poofy got cars. He's selling cars. You got belts for sale. Shit. Say I got shoestrings for sale. Okay. I got shoestrings. You got belts. He got cars. Right. And we want to do some business. So you like, man. You like, hey, bro, man. Let me get some of those. I forgot what I had, man. Shit. What I got?
Shoestrings.
What? Shoestrings, yeah. So you like, man, let me get some shoestrings, man. I got some shoes. I need to get these shoestrings. I'm like, all right, bet. How many you want? You like, man, I want $10 worth of shoestrings. I'm like, bet. All right, I'll give you these $10 worth of shoestrings. Shit. You like what you want? I'm like, man, I really want $10 worth of apples. You like, damn, I ain't got no apples, cuz I got $10 worth of belts though. I'm like, man, I don't want no motherfucking belts. You like, look, check it out. I give you this promissory note, right, bro? I'm gonna give you this promissory note. You just go ahead and give me the $10 worth of shoestrings, and you gonna be able to take this promissory note to Jack. He got some motherfucking apples. He'll give you $10 worth of apples for that. You see? So you give me the $10 promissory note, I give you the $10 shoestrings, then I could take that promissory note to Jack and get me $10 worth of apples. Everybody happy. Jack happy he got that $10. Why? Jack wanted some belts. So Jack may now take that $10 to you and give it to you, and you gonna give Jack some belts. You see how that work?
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's just a promise, in this system, it caters to trading and bartering. And it's just a measurement. As long as everybody respect everybody promise, everybody gonna always get what they want. That's the whole secret to promissory notes. So if I accept your promissory notes, you accept mine, and this is something that we wish to make sure people understand. We all can start issuing our own promissory notes right now. It's legal with this system. With a new Bank of Brahman, we give you the promissory notes. It's pretty easy, and we can get people to accept our promissory notes just like they accept U.S. dollars, brother.
Okay, I need one bill.
It's lawful. So yeah, more and more people gonna start caring about that. The more they keep on losing jobs and they ain't got U.S. dollars, trust and believe me, that shit
Okay.
gonna be real important for people.
Nah, shit, fuck that. Wait till they start saying that black people, well, we ain't black anyway. So, anyways, when they saying they feel that they label us this color, can't work on their floor no more, or work for their jobs, or walk in their stores and get food out they stores no more. You wait till that
Yeah,
come, you know, and they don't
Sorry, that.
understand that yet. Boy, ooh, ooh, huh.
facts. Yeah,
That's,
it's a lot going on right now, man. So it's just like
yeah,
as long as we know some solutions, I appreciate everybody for taking the time to find out. It ain't no such thing as a stupid question right now, man. Cause trust and believe, this stuff is not meant to be simple. It's not. It's meant to confuse us, but it doesn't have to. So
right.
yeah, man. Any more questions? Again, everything that everybody's asking is cool. Yeah, we're gonna get to really in depth levels of understanding in this program. So that's why I wanted to do this overview. I probably will never do this again. We're gonna keep this video, and people will be able to watch this if they want to know what this program is about. Any more questions?
So we're not considered as a straw man, right?
That's not even a legal word, but I get what you're saying. What it means is a legal person. Legal person. A legal person is just like a corporation. It's just
Yep.
like a company.
Company.
Um, it's just like a LLC, and you know That's a good question. I'm gonna tell you. I think I know what you're saying. In this system, what we're doing is taking control. Well, let's put a better word. Um, we create a trust that becomes the creditor of that legal person, and we also establish the fact that we are not that we are the executors of that trust, and that legal person then becomes our property.
So you're basically just this program is basically just giving us the keys to help us maneuver and survive better in this society.
Yeah, man. In this society and in the future, man, it's really not just it's about being in the world but not of the world. So no, it's not about surviving in the society, but yeah, it really kind of is, because we go through things every day and we need to maneuver out of these situations. Right now, the knowledge that I'm providing is not new. It's not out the top of the sky. Our system is new. Our system is unique. The way we go about some things, we have some things in our system that are very new, like nobody's done them. Like we created a melanin standard for money. We haven't got into that. We got some interesting stuff here. But yeah, man, it's about setting up our tribes, basically our own governments for our families,
Yeah, I've been running.
protecting
But
all of
boss
our
be over here and
properties.
you run around like that. Boss gonna snatch you.
Yeah, protecting our properties, man, and standing up for our rights in a way where we really can in court and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what it's about for sure. And getting money. It's about it all. It's about getting money. It's about living good, taking care of our family, eating fruits. Shit. Anybody got another question, concern, consideration? This ain't the course. This is just the overview of it.
Right, right.
And it ain't a course, it's really a council. So for people who join this, know that this is specifically for you to be involved and learn the system so that you can help yourself, help your tribe that you're forming, your family tribe, operate and govern. You can help Love Nation govern, and then you can help other people set up they systems to help them govern.
So, okay, get this straight. So basically, we'll become government.
Become a government? Yep, exactly. Boom. Correct. Exactamundo. Perfecto. We are the government, man.
But what that effect have that we are a government? What that effect has on the cops?
They can't fuck with you because you on your own rules, and you gotta
Well,
show them. Yeah.
technically, legally, it's different jurisdiction. What effect? They might get mad. They might want to start World War V if we be effective. But the truth of the matter is that they also might just get in line because we suing their asses so effectively. Shit, they change who they are. We don't know what effect it's gonna be. Let your light so shine so that others may see your great works. Then you feel me? Feel like, hey man, this man got some God in him, man. I might want to shine like him. We don't know how the world's gonna change when we stand up and be who we supposed to be. But I'm pretty sure we got an idea, right? Some people gonna be mad, some people gonna be happy.
See,
It is what
this
it
is
is.
why I tell motherfuckers that all that shit you do every day, it don't even matter. If you ain't done this, whatever you doing don't even matter. All that trying to ride around, get high, drunk, whatever the fuck you do, whatever. If you ain't established this, it don't even matter. It don't matter hitting the club, balling, pop bottles, buying jewelry. Oh, man, fucking whole that shit don't even matter, man. If you ain't got this shit done, it doesn't matter. That's
Cause
what
you
everybody
ain't
got to get the understanding of.
cause this is about your life. It's about betterment of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Self
Facts.
governance.
Like shit and me.
Governing your life.
Make everybody pet me.
Self
Facts.
governance.
Yep. And as we set up all of our tribes and we self governing, shit, man, we know what this is. We know what we want, bro. We know what it is. We know what we've been fighting for 3, 4, 500 years, man. We know what we own.
Real now.
You see, you know what I'm saying? It ain't never stopped, man. It ain't never stopped.
Well, it just got worse.
It
No, it
got
ain't that
better.
worse. Yeah, it got better.
Well, I mean, it got worse on their end. They with how they do it. You know, they got worse with it, but you know, it get better on our end once we
I
do
feel you,
this.
man.
You get what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah.
It just got worse on their end. They just killed more. You know what I'm saying? Locked up more. You know, enslaved more. You know, all that's
Guess what? That
that's
ain't
all it is on their end. It's just getting
none of
worse.
that
But
gonna
you know,
stop though, cuz. None of that
right,
gonna stop. We just gonna head towards the light as we seeing it. Everybody opening their eyes, everybody awakening. So right now we on a good path. We done got all connected on this source. So this is gonna help us understand or finish waking up. You feel me? Get up, come up out of this sleep paralysis. You know what I'm saying? We self-governing. You know what I mean? We can conduct ourselves, run our households, make our own moves that's gonna push us forward. You feel me? And all this right here is doing is just showing us that, showing everybody else, bro. We don't have to go by rules. We make our own rules because this was what God's put us here to do.
Right, right. And I know it was some type of mission that we had to do. It. I understand what everybody's saying, but it's good to talk about this because we're refreshing our memories.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a static shock that we channel to reach all our memories back. So I know for a fact, I believe that we was here before. So I know for a fact that I go to sleep every day and do the same shit over. I don't give a damn what it is, and it still don't feel right. I know it's something else different that we missing, like way more powerful beyond in us, bro.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
But we can carry it and we can channel it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's something out there that's way more powerful than they even understand. That's why everything is like in
Oh
parable
nah, they
mode.
understand. They overstand. They created this shit. That's why I got everything.
Yeah, they
Damn,
created the system, but they didn't
yeah,
create.
99% of the shit we see every day is a distraction, bro.
Yeah,
Everything's a fucking distraction. So let's just stay on the course, everybody, man. You know what I mean? Man, listen, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate all this information, man. You know what I mean? Cause this is shit that motherfuckers wanted since day one, man. I always felt like, man, who the fuck gonna tell me what to do? I know what's best for me. You feel me? Ain't no man who work in some building know what's going on in my household or know what's best for me and my family. Nah, bro, he ain't never stepped foot on my street. What the fuck he know about what's going on over here?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's all real. I feel you. And I feel you about this shit being deeper and real. There's so many levels. There's so many levels to life, you know? So I feel everybody on everything, man. We're gonna be getting into all of these concepts because we got the temple of love where we can chop it up about the spirituality, religious ish nabobs. And yeah, man, we gotta set up our own jurisdiction because if you the chief of your tribe, damn sure can't nobody tell you how your tribe needs to be running. That's how it goes. Yet we are setting up standards that we all agreeing on throughout all of our tribes so we can do business good amongst each other and remain honorable amongst each other, you know? So that's what that is, man. This is a good day. Hey, fellas, we going to be on it every day. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, lovely lady who's on the call as well. Queen of the universe. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Top of the morning. We got some action to do. And for everybody, I think I told everybody, but this is gonna be for the recording. It's only $50 a week. It's clearly $50 a week for all of this goodness. Last but not least, let me show you, y'all. These services here for everybody who's watching the video. If you don't know, the Tribe and Trust is currently $1,750 on our website. The secure party creditor process, I perceive, is currently $3,125 or something like that. The public notice is currently $500, and the federal case research and document drafting is currently $1,000. That takes this package to being approximately 6,000 and something type of dollars. Yet, for those individuals who join this program, you got it at $50 a week. Why? Because you're making a commitment to be part of the Tribal Governance Council, where you're going to help us operate the nation, help us help other people set up their tribes, and at the same time, live your best life. So, with that, thank everybody for showing up. Peace, love, and happiness.
Better.
Love,
Yeah.
All right, bro. Love, bro.
Love,
I
bro.
love y'all.
Love
Be great,
everybody.
man. Chop it up with you tomorrow, man. Everybody be great. Hey, send me that text message, Benjamin Franklin. I got you, man.
I already sent it. What you wanted me to send you?
Whatever else you need to send me. I think you had a question or some shit, man. Nothing major. I got you though.
Oh yeah,
But whatever.
I sent everything to you.
All right, bet
Um,
we good.
you can see on both of the cases where it say Napoleon there.
Where say what?
You can see on both of the cases where it say Napoleon or whatever that word is.
Napoleon
All
or
right,
no
bet.
podium?
Okay.
No podium. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Napoleon or whatever that's called.
I
What
feel you.
time do
It's
you think you gonna be ready?
All right, I'm out, y'all.
That way I
All
can
I'll
be
right,
see you
no
next
alert.
doubt,
time.
cuz. I'm
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
I can't tell you for right now because we got some work in the morning, but it more than likely I could get with you tomorrow evening, man, like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Okay. I really wanted to do it while I was down there in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but I got some stuff on my calendar for the morning, boss.
Okay. Okay, yes, sir.
But
All
you
right.
good though. Trust and believe you Gucci.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, man. I got you. I appreciate you too, boss.
Okay. Appreciate you too, man. I really appreciate that, man. I need that knowledge. I need more.
Hey, we got it. We on every day, man. Every day, 24. Well, seven
Uh,
days a week, man. 365.
okay. What time the next session?
Shoot, we gonna find out. We might just do the same time every day. Fuck it. Same time every day.
What time?
Shit, what time was this, man? You know how we do it,
I
man.
don't know.
We on the Aboriginal people time, man, not color folks. We on the Aboriginal people time. I think this was like let me see. We had originally set it for,
It was like 9 o'clock. No, it was
yeah, it's
11.
about 9 or 10.
11 when y'all started it.
Yeah, it might ended up being 11. First we said 9, then we went to 10, then we went to 11, man. So we got on this mug at 11. So we
Okay.
gonna rock it out though. Everybody in the WhatsApp, so we'll be dropping messages and stay in tune.
All right.
All right,
All right,
appreciate you,
Mr.
man.
Tool.
Yep, chop it up with you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr.
Yeah.
Tool. I don't
Who
know if
that?
you heard. I don't know if you heard me.
Hey, clear love, bro.
All right, cuz
Oh,
love.
yeah, man. Love, man.
Yeah, Kill was like, what's that? You got Mr. Tool on this shit.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
is Mr.
Mr.
Tool?
Two.
Who that? Who that?
Johnny.
VR, VR.
Oh,
VI.
SBI, man. What up, boss man? I ain't
Man,
even
I'm.
really. I'm just now looking at the screen, man. How you enjoy the call? How you enjoy it, man?
Man, that shit was good, bro. I love all the positive talk, all the knowledge talk. You check on knowledge is power. The only way you could like really know how to move in these
Oh, that's
times.
VI. I thought that was Johnny.
Yeah, nah, VR. The
My
only
fault.
way you know how to move in these times is like when you have these kind of tools. Without these tools, you just keep falling victim to the same type of shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, 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 man. That's right.
They killed that boy.
Yeah, so that's
So with these tools,
Yeah,
you're not
they
a
killed
victim
that
to the
boy.
system.
They killed that boy. Hmm? You watch the whole thing.
exactly. I got the key. I got the key to that speed bump less road. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
of course, nothing is gonna be perfect, and nothing's gonna, just happen when you want it to happen. But at least this way, you know that you have a lot more protection and stuff like that, because we don't have no real protection in this world, in this with this system and shit that we in. You know what I mean? So.
man, that's real, man. That's real, man. I appreciate you, Bi, man, for dropping the jewels at the end of the call, boss
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so for all y'all that waited for the end of this video, y'all just got some of the greatest jewels from Bi, man.
Keep me up and
Yes, sir. It's always about
Yeah,
love and positivity, man. Like, I'm the type of man, like, all the young people, and I know that you need avenues, you know what I'm saying? And most of them
yeah,
don't have the
Oh, that
privilege
Dre.
that I have. Yeah. Most of them may have the privilege I had to, like, have a father and a mother in my life, you know what I'm saying, raising me still
yeah,
together. You know what I'm saying? So I have to use that and make sure that I give back to all the youngins and anybody that I can with the knowledge I have, you know what I'm saying? And like, sometimes I gonna give the man a fish. Sometimes I ain't gonna just teach you how to fish, you know what I mean? Sometimes I gonna give him fish, you
yeah,
know what I mean? But I love
yeah,
being able to teach him how to fish as well. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yeah,
That's my purpose in this world as well, you know what I mean? Not just protecting minds, but to drop these gems and to help protect them in this way, this mental way, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Okay,
exactly,
love
man.
y'all.
It's
Talk
much
to y'all
needed, man.
tomorrow.
This the life purpose. This is my life purpose, man. I'm on it, man. This is what it is. And I appreciate you too, man, because we need more brothers and sisters and people to just tap in. You know what I'm saying? White
Yes, sir.
people, yellow
Yes,
people,
sir.
blue people, purple people. Because we can get it fucked up if we get color blinded. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
it's wherever we can get the good energy and the good support from, man, I'm with it. We're gonna keep it rolling.
Yes. Yes. All about the
Yeah,
love,
man.
man.
I appreciate you
All
though.
right,
Like I
kid.
say, man, we're gonna
I'll
do it
talk
every
to
day.
y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Bet.
All right,
All right,
man.
Ben, man. Hey,
Dre, I
good
didn't even know
questions,
that was you
Ben.
on the phone.
Good
Yes,
questions,
sir.
Ben.
Mr. Tools. All right, talk to y'all later.
I love, fam.
All right, bet, man. I'll
Love.
let you later.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
I see you
Yep.
tomorrow. I see you
Yep.
tomorrow. I gotta stay around close to one.